This Georgia Senate runoff election is like none other. I mean, truly. I wish I could vote in it. And I may be able to at some point because there's like massive conspiracies and fraudulent activities going on. And so maybe I can jump in at some point and place my vote. So we have the four candidates. We have Warnock and Ossoff, the Democrats, Loeffler and Perdue, the Republicans. But this is just a mess of contradictions. I mean, let's start with Trump, okay? You know, he's going there this weekend. And by the way, he brings new meaning to the phrase lame duck, doesn't he? So he's a contradiction. Which message will he bring? I mean, he's awesome at his rallies and Make America Great, energizing his base, getting them out to vote. But on the other hand, he's calling the Republicans in Georgia enemies of the state. He's saying the system's rigged. It's a fraudulent election. And so, you know, so will people go to vote if they believe that? And then you have this lawyer, Sidney Powell, who used to be on Trump's team. She's out there encouraging people not to vote at all because it's fraudulent, which leads to the latest conspiracy theory that she's secretly working for the Democrats. I mean, this is just so bizarre. And then you have contradictions within the candidates themselves. So start with Loeffler and Warnock. I mean, think about the contradiction for Democrats here. Loeffler is a woman. I mean, do we need to say more? Add to that, I like her because she's a self-made millionaire. That's always impressive to me. I like those kind of people. Warnock, on the other hand, for Democrats, go back to the contradiction, is a Christian, a pastor of a church. So he is black, but you can see the problems Democrats are going to have with this. But even a greater contradiction, especially for Democrats, is with the other election between Ossoff in the runoff and Perdue. So Ossoff is a rich kid, okay, raised in private schools. Perdue, on the other hand, his parents were both public school teachers, and he was raised in public schools. So who are the public school unions? Teacher unions going to endorse? Yep, you got it. Ossoff, which, you know what? It helps me end this podcast with the most important thing you need to understand. This election is not about education and all these issues you hear about. It is about power. That's it. All these people who are so pumped up about this. It's not about helping the little man. It's not about helping the poor people. It is about power, and that should scare the wazoo out of you. It's also the reason I'm always voting for limiting the federal government. That's the greatest way, honestly, we can help the people who need it the most. But all that aside, this is a crazy election.